The fun fact is, everyone on the crew, all the movies that I think the projects they had worked on in Mexico City recently were like the Narcos projects that were shooting down there. And everyone was just so excited to work on a rom-com, regardless of where you came from or what language you spoke. Rom-com seemed to be a universal idea. And that was really cool.
Thank you, Jonah, so much for taking the time. I got to watch the movie last night. I loved it.
Thank you for watching it. Great to meet you.
Me too. So the first thing I wanted to ask was just kind of how you came across this story and what made you want to direct it and bring it to life.
The original draft of the film was written by a guy named Giovanni Porta, and it was with Diego Boneta. Those two guys, they brought it. They wanted to make a rom-com that honored Mexico in a way that we hadn't seen in romantic comedies before. And then a wonderful writer named Maria Heneos wrote the second draft. She actually plays the director of the fake movie within the movie called Super Society. And I had just done my first film, a very indie movie called Dating in New York, small budget, 15-day shoot, New York City, dream come true, all that stuff, but like a Horcrux. And my manager calls and says, she knows I saw, the reason I make films is because I saw a movie called Hook when I was super young, and I've really wanted to make big movies that honor filmmaking, that have magic and superheroes and all that stuff. And she's like, I have the perfect script. And they loved your first movie, and Diego Boneta is amazing. You got to read it and you got to meet them. And I fell in love with the story, this forbidden romance between two people who are both very career driven, which is something I very much relate to, and trying to juggle love while being career motivated. And of course, the fun of honoring movie within the movie and honoring Hollywood and Paramount. And the reason that I, spend my days working in this very silly industry. That combination just made it a no-brainer, and I pitched and luckily got the job.
I saw on your website, I think your bio just says I love New York, I love rom-coms, something along those lines. How was it to shoot in Mexico and have a whole film that was set in Mexico? I mean, was that like a challenge to make sure you were getting that right?
Absolutely. I mean, luckily I had incredible producers. Diego, as much as he is the star of the film, is an incredibly hands-on producer who he is, kind of a very big deal in Mexico. And so he knows everybody, and he can get us access, and he can educate me and the crew on everything. Our entire crew was from Mexico City, so that also helped. Chuy Chavez, the great Mexican cinematographer, introducing me to various elements of the city, inviting me to eat dinner with his family and take me around, and same with Diego. So I just listened to the people around me and hopefully did some service and added some magic to it relative to our story. But it was very intimidating at first. And ultimately, I just feel lucky that the producers and the team were so welcoming. And the fun fact is, everyone on the crew, all the movies that I think the projects they had worked on in Mexico City recently were like the Narcos projects that were shooting down there. And everyone was just so excited to work on a rom-com, regardless of where you came from or what language you spoke. Rom-com seemed to be a universal idea. And that was really cool.
The shots in this are beautiful. The colors are so vibrant. The music is fantastic. The whole thing just feels like such a classic rom-com already, even though it's coming out in 2023. Were there kind of classic films that you look to for inspiration in terms of tone and feel?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a product of the Steven Spielberg, Nora Ephron, Nancy Meyers canon, whatever you want to call that, the Billy Wilder, Frank Capra canon. I used to intern for Hans Zimmer. I used to make him coffee when he was doing The Holiday, and Grant Fonda, my longtime composing partner, I've had since USC film school days. We looked at Roman Holiday. We looked at Singing in the Rain. We looked at Day for Night, the Francis Truffaut film. We looked at It Happened One Night with the Frank Capra movie. And, some Buñuel stuff as well, going all the way back. But the old Hollywood's funny face, era, everything you can find on Paramount Plus conveniently was a big inspiration. And I love character themes. I really love score. It's my favorite part of the process. And I just told, we had the character themes laid out before the movie even shot. So I could bring the AirPods over to Diego and Monica and say, this is the theme that's going to play when your character is walking down the street. So I appreciate you noticing that. That's something we care a lot about.
No, it was amazing. I think that's all the time I got. So thank you so much. Again, love the film. Congratulations on it. It's great.
Well, thank you. And I'm a big fan of the site. So, and I read it all the time. So it's really honored to speak with you.
Awesome. All right. Have a good one.